Hi guys, this is Julian again with more news on the coronavirus here in Japan. Alright, so a week has passed since my last video and there's some news. Right, so first of all, there's this old article, as you can see, Japan can't handle the coronavirus. Can it host the Olympics? Right, it's from February 26th and it was a very interesting article. With a lot of information I didn't know myself. It's appeared in the New York Times, and as you can see, it's by Mr. Koichi Nakano, who is a professor for political science at the Sophia University. It's a very, very reputable university in Japan, and the Sophia University in Tokyo. Right. So first of all, this article is mostly about criticism about the Premier Minister Abe, how he has handled the problems, how he has handled the coronavirus, the initial stage, so to speak, right? But that is already old news, as you may know, right? So first of all, let's go into the current situation. So the number of infections reported by local governments as of March 4th, 2020. First of all, the number of infected in Japan has crossed 1,000. Right, as you can see, this is just 23 hours ago, right? So Abe seeks opposition help for emergency virus bill as cases top 1,000. So Japan is like the fifth country which has infected in the numbers of 1,000 and more. Right. So first of all, the big question is Japan actually capable of hosting the Olympics? And I believe that there may have been some mistakes in the initial phase, but I believe Japan may be able to handle it. The number of coronavirus infections isn't staggering. I mean, it's widespread, but as you can see, the numbers are all in the lower tens or below 10. I think whatever the government isn't asking the people to do, common sense, and the people they're doing themselves, right? So first of all, like I started this video, my last video 1 week ago, because of all the schools, right? So Mr. Abe, Premier Minister Abe, requested all the schools be closed. I think it was a drastic measure. As you can see, there are a lot of prefectures with only one infection, and I don't really see the reason why all schools needed to be closed. It's an unnecessary economic burden that isn't the government's to bear, right? And a lot of people actually get in financial trouble because suddenly they have to stay home because somebody has to watch the kids, right? Because they don't go to school, right? Or and that's a big thingy. And also, like I said, I think the schools are in general doing a very, very good job of observing the kids, their health situations, and are actually more likely to send a kid to a hospital for closer inspection rather than families if they were at home. I think I may be wrong, right? Okay, but in any case, it's already decided schools have closed, and I think the Board of Educations have gone even further. March, all schools are closed. Initially, there was talk of just 2 weeks, but in the end, every prefecture. I'm in Tochigi. Tochigi has only one infected person, and even in Tochigi, They just said, okay, all March closed, and already there's talk at the schools about how to conduct classes starting April, and there are already schools in Tokyo that are have already implemented to some degree video classes, right? So where the students actually take their classes through videos, through video chats, right? And hopefully that will not become a long-term thing. It's yeah, well, the talk among the teachers is partly joking, because it's, you know, as a teacher, as a person, right? You become a teacher because you're passionate about the job, usually, right? And you care about the kids, and it's not really about classes during classes through Skype, right? Or through a video chat, right? But as you can see, even though I think it's a little bit over the top, but it's in a good way. You can say that the government is quite desperate to stop the coronavirus in Japan as it is right now. Could it have been prevented from getting this widespread in the beginning? I think so, yes. Because the coronavirus, word of the coronavirus has spread already to Japan before reports of the first infected in Japan actually arrived, right? So if the government had chosen to invest the money and just, you know, the political influence to, at that moment, just to stop the virus from spreading out at all, then Japan wouldn't have this situation right now, right? So especially like with the Diamond Princess, with the luxury liner that's quarantined, when it arrived in Japan, they had already like 500 infected people, and I thought that was a no-brainer, right? So because they're all still on the same ship, it shouldn't be too difficult to contain the virus, right? But apparently it was, because of course on the ship the virus has spread a little, so there's like more than 700, maybe close to 800 now, people that are infected on the ship, right? But there have been reports about some Japanese passengers being allowed to leave, being allowed to board on land, to go on land and go home without taking final tests about the virus. And a few of them actually tested positive and infected more people. So yeah, that's, I don't know, stupid. Yeah. But okay, well, current situation, Hokkaido is still in the gravest situation, but even so, it's 82, right? So it's not unmanageable, I think. And also because we have the numbers of 82, and in these last 2 weeks, and even just in this last week, the numbers have increased very, very little, right? So it's already pretty much under control. It's not like all those infected people are still out there walking around and infecting more people. Not right now, it's already being contained, and now it's just seeing if in Japan, if they can manage to catch all remaining infected people who don't know they're infected yet, right? And as I've said in my video earlier before, there are cases where people actually don't show any symptoms at all, but they can be carriers of the viral infection. And and so that complicates a lot of things, as well as one Japanese woman who didn't test positive before, but she was sick and she kept asking for checks. She did undertake several checks until she did test positive 1 month later. So apparently the problem isn't just getting the test, but it's also like how reliable are these tests, right? But as I said, schools are all closed, and Tokyo has 44 infected. That's not too few, and they're already taking drastic measures. The bigger concern probably is less the virus, but more the economical consequences. And so yeah, what I've gathered from a lot of articles right now, and also from news from Board of Education at school, right? So this is about it. In Tochigi, there are still discussions on what will happen to classes starting in April, and so I can see that economics, the economical burden on Japan is huge. Well, it's not just schools closing down, but it's also, a lot of other events. And if you take a look at I always get a Year Japan Travel Net, you can see like a lot of museums, right? Tokyo Skytree, which is one of the biggest attractions here in Japan, right? And also like Legoland Resort, Tokyo Disneyland, a lot of theme parks that are all closed for the time being. And maybe one thing of concern is they're closed until like March 16th, March 15th, although the schools are all closed until 24th. So I don't know what's happening, but I feel like I don't know about museums, right? But I feel like Disney, Tokyo Disney, and some other places there, just they want to close the theme park to show as a gesture, to show that they care, but they don't really want to lose all the profits. So they still want to reopen during the time when the schools are closed. A lot of the kids are actually in spring vacation, so I think they still kind of want that revenue, but I think it's kind of stupid, because I think museums are fine, because they may be crowded, but there's like the people visiting, and it's not if everyone is wearing a mask, there's not a lot of action going on. But a theme park, children playing around, jet coasters, and everything else, roller coasters, everything around that. I don't think visiting a theme park is a very good idea during this time, right? So hopefully it doesn't backfire, but I'm hoping that the majority of the Japanese people and the Japanese kids and parents are not dumb enough to go to Tokyo Disneyland in March, right? But yeah, so that's it. So as I said, like Abe is seeking opposition for help. So there are legal measures being undertaken. There a new virus bill. It's already being it's on the best way of being approved, and the opposition actually says, okay, they will help with that if it helps with the whole coronavirus thing and containment. And I think it will work. And also the government is willing to spend money on the whole thing, because I think they just realized that they kind of messed up the initial phase, and they're in danger of losing much more, right? For example, like hosting the Olympics, and maybe even more than that, right? But yeah, well, drastic measures are being undertaken, and as far as I've seen, as far as the public opinion is around coronavirus, everyone is really, really scared. Japanese are easily scared by, well, such news, and they're very, very cautious people about diseases as well. So all those face masks, they wear them even just as a prevention for common colds or influenza. So you can see that they are very, very careful with that, and I think it will be fine. And I think also Olympics in Tokyo will be fine as well, but I'm still not sure about the whole economic repercussions this whole thing will have, and hopefully the coronavirus will actually be contained quickly and we will not have more people dying of it. And yeah, I really seriously hope that the bigger countries, China, America, and Italy, like all the big countries that are being hit, I hope they all work together. And I think if all the big countries, if all the financially advanced, wait, that was too quick. If all the financially capable and technologically advanced countries work together to solve this problem, I think that, the coronavirus should be quickly be dealt with. Right. So that's the current situation, and I don't think there will be great changes in the coming week. But in any case, I think Japan will be all right with hosting the Olympics by the time. And other countries have been affected by the coronavirus as well. Not just America, but also more European countries, Asian countries as well. And we will see how this will go. But no matter what happens, even just now, as I said, like a whole month of early school closing that has a huge effect on the kids here in Japan. And hopefully everything will be fine. And so with this, I will end this video. And if you have any questions, or if I got something wrong, then please tell me. If you have any questions, ask me, and I'll try to find the answers. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found the information useful. And I will end this video with a last bless you. Hope that we all stay safe and healthy. And goodbye to you.